Hi friends, Sam here with Happily Hooked. So today we are talking about blanket yarn, my top 3 favorite blanket yarns. I'm so excited about this. We're gonna do 2 of the chunky yarns and then a worsted weight as well. That way we know exactly what we need to make our amazing blankets with. I'm thrilled about this. I'm not a huge blanket maker, so when I use yarn, it's ones that I absolutely adore and I know are gonna be soft and hold up over time, and I'm so excited to show them to you. Hi friends, real quick, when you click the link below to sign up for Happily Hooked magazine, you're also getting these amazing ergonomic hooks, this super cute yarn bag, plus you get our Pattern Pack Pro every single month, as well as your membership to Happily Hooked. So make sure you click the link below, find out all the details, and I'll see you in the community. Bye guys. Okay, so for today, the yarns that I'm using that I'm absolutely obsessed with, we have Bernat blanket yarn. I love this yarn. This one is super cute. It's in stripes. They also make it in a cake as well. So I love the versatility and the way that the colors are. It's super, super cute. We also absolutely love the Karen Yarnspirations chunky cakes. I love the chunky cakes. They're so pretty and bright, and they make really, really great blankets. And then my favorite worsted weight for blankets of all times is Lion Brand's Feels Like Butta. I am obsessed with this. It washes magically. I mean, I've made slippers with this, and I live in Michigan, so I wear them all the time. And this is the best for worsted weight blankets. I cannot handle how amazing it is. So I'm going to swatch some of these up, show you what they look like when you work with them, and then I'll discuss why they're my favorites. Alright, so like I said, these are my 4 favorite blanket yarns. So we've got the Karen Cakes, the Bernat Stripe Blanket Yarn, the Feels Like Butta, and the Sweet Snuggles by Michaels. I am super excited about these ones. So I've got my hooks ready. So I have my 10mm for this one, my 8mm for these 2, and my 4mm for the Feels Like Butta. So we're gonna swatch these up, and I'm gonna kind of show you what they look like and how they feel once you make them into a blanket. Obviously I'm not going to make a blanket with all 4 of these because we just don't have time for that, but I will get you a good size swatch so that way you can see what they look like. So we're gonna start with the Sweet Snuggles first. I'm really excited. This one is like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just very soft. It's like, it's almost like a velvet, but fluffier, if that makes any sense. This is a jumbo yarn. It does recommend a 10mm hook. I am obsessed with this. It is machine wash warm and then dry flat. So that's one of the downfalls of this yarn, is you can't dry it. But if it's just being used, because it is really thick, so if it's just being used as like a blanket to go over top of like maybe in a car seat or something like that, it shouldn't get too dirty. But that's just my recommendation with it. You know, I'd probably dry it if you've seen me before and seen any of my yarn reviews. But this one is 109 yards, and this one is in the color teal. They have a bunch of different colors. They have like this pretty pink and a white color, some blues, some reds. They're really nice. So we'll swatch this one up first, and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so as you can see, we have this nice little rectangle made. This is just 2 rows of double crochet, so it's pretty good size. It's super plush, so if you're looking for like a really plush, thick throw blanket, this is the yarn to use. It is super, super soft. I love it. The only downfall, other than the you can't dry it thing, is it does shed a little bit when you pull it out of the ball. But like, I would take that because this is so incredibly soft. Like, I could see making a big old blanket out of this and snuggling up under the blanket on a couch watching a movie in the wintertime, it would be super magical. So this is, like I said, one of my all-time favorites for blankets. Like, it does shed a little bit, but it doesn't after you wash it. And like rubbing it, it's not shedding or like dyeing my hands. It just has some little pieces that come out when you pull it out from the ball of yarn. So that's my little tips and tricks on this one. I just can't get enough of how squishy it is. It's just so squishy. But yeah, so I will leave the information for where you can buy this and what the cost is in the description below. I won't have the cost of it. You'll have to click on the link to see it because it does vary depending on where you live and what the inventory is in your area and taxes and things like that. So I don't like putting prices on these videos because they do change. I have put prices before and then somebody has gone to Amazon and it's $10 more than what I said it was, but that's because prices fluctuate. So this I'll have in the link below. Like I said, you can get it at Michael's, and then like always wait for coupons. That's what I always do, especially for these big yarns. So next we are going to work with the Caron Chunky Cakes. This one is a lot of fun too. I really love how the colors are different and bright, and they're super fun. So we will swatch this one up too, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so this is what the Caron Chunky Cakes looks like. It is a thicker yarn. It's not quite as thick as the Sweet Dreams that we used, but it is pretty thick. I like it because it's still airy. There's still gaps when you use like a double crochet, so that way you don't get super duper hot. The color changes are super fun. It's very drapey. It's very wiggly, so that way it's not a very stiff blanket. You can wash and dry this yarn. It holds up really well. I love this one, especially if you're making just like throw blankets or granny square blankets or anything nice and simple. This works magic. It also has a really nice stitch definition, so if you did want to use a different type of stitch and have a little bit more definition in it, you definitely could. It'll hold it really well, it'll display it really well, and I just love it. So that's my review on the Caron Chunky Cakes and why I love it for blankets. Let me know if you make one with it because I would be super stoked to see that. Alright, so now we are going to work up the Bernat baby blanket stripes. I had shown the Bernat blanket stripes in the intro part of the video, but it's the same yarn, it's just done differently. So this is just in a big old ball and this is in a cake, and it's just easier to grab it out of this one. And I've already been messing with it, so I'll take this one out and use this one. Alright, so this is the Bernat baby or blanket yarn in the stripes. Obviously I didn't get to the stripe color yet, but this is what it looks like. I use this yarn for a ton of different things, not just baby blankets, but I love how The biggest thing with baby blankets is you don't want them to get caught on babies' fingers or faces or mouths so they can't breathe. And this one has holes, especially if you use a double crochet, so that way nothing will get stuck. They'll still be able to breathe through it. I really love this yarn. It washes and dries magnificently. Every baby blanket I've ever made, obviously babies spit up. So you want to be able to wash it easily, and this one does it. So this is probably my top favorite out of all of them, just for like a blanket yarn in general. It's soft, it's durable, and it's pretty magical. So let me know if you've used this for baby blankets or just blankets in general. I actually have a blanket up on my couch right now made out of this yarn, and I absolutely love it. Alright, and this is our last yarn. This is the Feels Like Butta yarn. So this is a worsted weight yarn. What I like to do with this is I normally crochet with 2 strands held together to make it a little bit thicker. But for the purpose of this video, we're just going to use 1, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. I love this yarn. It washes, it dries, it's super durable. I've made slippers with it before, and I wear them every single day in Michigan, and like through the winter time, and I've never had them fall apart on me. So let's find the end of this. I will make you up a swatch and show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is the Lion Brand Feels Like Butta yarn, like I said. This is what it looks like. So it is small. This is really good if you want like a super drapey, soft, lightweight blanket. Obviously it'll take a longer amount of time because you're not using a super chunky yarn, but this yarn, I love it. So if you haven't worked with Feels Like Butta before, go buy some, test it out, touch it, just don't even buy it, just squish it and tell me that you don't love it. It's one of my favorites. So yeah, so these are my favorites for blanket yarn. Not necessarily just baby blankets, but I like to kind of wrap those two in together. We might do another video more specifically on baby blanket yarns that are more soft, or they actually say the word baby in the title of them. I don't know. We'll see what we do. But this is what we've got so far. These are my 3 favorites to make blankets with, and I am not a blanket maker. I will say that straight out. I am not a blanket maker. We are making a blanket over on the Facebook members community with the Feels Like Butta yarn. Over on Facebook every Thursday. You don't have to be a subscriber to it, but every Thursday I go live over there and working on this blanket right now, just a little basic granny square type blanket, and I'm working with the Feels Like Butta yarn for that. So I'm not a huge blanket maker, but I do make blankets, so this is just my thought process. If you have any other favorite yarns, leave those in the comments below, and that way I can test them out and see if I like them, and then I can do a video on them. But yeah, y'all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!